This temple is in Kinnaur. To reach it, you need to travel from Kolkata through Shimla and then to Rampur Bhushar. From there, it's onward to Tapri village. If you're traveling from Kolkata, you first need to go from Kolkata to Shimla. The distance between Kolkata and Shimla is 90 kilometers, and the fare on a government bus is 150 Indian rupees. The journey takes about 3 hours. Spend the first day in Shimla. The next day, head from Shimla to Rampur Bhushar, which is 125 kilometers away, taking approximately 4 hours. The bus fare is 320 Indian rupees. From there, take a bus to Tapri village on the way to Recon-Peo. The journey from Rampur Bhushar to Tapri takes about 3 hours, with a fare of 160 Indian rupees. From Tapri, you'll need to rent a car to reach Yulla village. The car will take you close to the village, and from there, a 10-minute walk will bring you to Yulla village, where the trek begins. You can do this trek from mid-May to mid-October, and even in December, though the path will be covered in snow then. If trekking during winter, you'll need to wear snow boots. However, it's best to avoid this route during the monsoon season. The trek is in Kinnaur's Rora Valley. Starting from Yulla village, the distance to the gate of the Yulla Kanda temple is 12 kilometers. From there, it's another 4 kilometers to the main temple. This trek is by no means easy, it's more accurately categorized as moderate to difficult. The temple officially opens during Janmashtami, but even if you visit at other times, the temple doors are open, and you can have darshan. You cannot go on this trek without a guide. It's essential to hire a local guide from Yulla village, as without one, you could easily get lost in the Himalayan maze. There are no food stalls along the way, so you must carry your own provisions. Since the trek becomes increasingly difficult, plan your food supplies accordingly. The trail passes mostly through forests of deodar and birch trees. The cost of hiring a guide is between 1,000 Indian rupees and 1,500 Indian rupees. If you want to hire a porter, the cost is the same, and they must also be hired from Yulla village. The temple is situated at an altitude of 12,200 feet. Don't make the mistake of thinking the trek is over when you see the temple gate, because the most challenging part of the trek begins from there. However, the scenic beauty of the route will mesmerize you. It's not uncommon to spot footprints of Himalayan bears or snow leopards on the snow-covered paths. During Janmashtami, like many temples in India, there is a pilgrimage to this temple, and tents are set up for pilgrims to stay near the temple. But this facility is not available throughout the year. You must trek back to Yulla village after visiting the temple, and always remember to carry enough food for the journey. As I mentioned earlier, this trek is not easy. The entire route can be divided into 2 parts. The first part, from the base to the temple gate, passes through dense forest. However, you won't face any shortage of water on this path, as there are springs along the way. You can drink the spring water by adding iodine tablets, although some people drink it directly. It's safer to add iodine, though. From the temple gate, the second part of the trek is a 4 kilometers journey over beautiful Alpine Meadows. The colors of the meadows will leave you mesmerized. If you come post-monsoon, in October or November, you'll see shades of green with a variety of colorful flowers blooming all around. Cows and sheep roam freely in this area, making it feel like the perfect setting for Lord Krishna, Gopal Govinda. These lush green meadows, surrounded by snow-capped mountains, are truly stunning. If you come during winter, you'll find the area blanketed in white snow. In that case, you must wear proper snow boots for the trek. A word of caution, it's not advisable to come here alone, as Himalayan black bears are known to roam this region. In winter, you might also spot snow leopard paw prints on the snow. It's best to avoid this trek during the monsoon season. However, if you're visiting Yulla Kanda after darshan at Shrikund Mahadev, you might have to come during the monsoons. If you plan to visit Yulla Kanda, you'll need to stay overnight somewhere along the way. You can do this in two ways. First, upon reaching Yulla village, you can stay in a homestay, though they are located a bit uphill from the bus stand within the village. The cost is around 600 to 700 Indian rupees per person per night. You can spend the first night here, visit Yulla Kanda the next day, return to the homestay for another night, and then head back down. Alternatively, you can trek 12 km through the forest and spend the night in a tent. You can either bring your own tent or rent one there. Tents are available for rent from April to December, and food is also provided. In this case, the cost will be lower than staying at the homestay. To know more about the tent facilities, if the number hasn't changed, you can reach out to him directly.
अप्रैल से लेकर दिसंबर.
आप अप्रैल में यहाँ आ जाते हो. ठीक है, अपना फ़ोन नंबर बता दो जरा.
98053289910.
After visiting the temple, you can trek back down on the same day. On this dense forest trek, you will encounter moderate to steep inclines in many places. So, if you are planning to visit, it's essential to prepare physically in advance. Nestled in a valley surrounded by mountains is a small lake, and in the middle of this lake stands the world's highest Krishna temple, Yulla Kanda. The constant presence of clouds passing through adds to its beauty. A stream flows from the lake toward the valley below, yet the water level of the lake never decreases, which is quite remarkable. It is believed that there's an underground water source continuously feeding the lake. The path from the gate to the temple is quite steep and typically takes about 2 to 3 hours to climb. However, descending along the same route takes much less time, around 40 minutes to 1 hour.